What's up, farming family? How y'all doing today? Today, we're checking out Paddletek's Bantam ALW 12.7 and 14.3mm paddles. This is their raw carbon fiber paddle that they made specifically for Leigh Waters. If you've watched her pro series, you know she's getting a lot more top spin and just spin in general on all of her shots. And it seems to have a lot more pop too than what she's been, previously using. I'm going to get into the specs, the twist weight, the swing weight, the RPMs, and whether I think it's worth it. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, let's get into this review, y'all. The average weight of these paddles are 7.5 to 7.8 ounces. The standard grip circumference is 4¼ inch, and the thin grip is 4 inches. Like, it is really thin. It is good for basically anyone's hand. The grip length is 5 inches. The paddle surface is T700 raw carbon fiber. The core is their Bantam SRT core. It plays different than the regular polypropylene core that everyone else is using. It has advanced high-grade polymer and composite honeycomb, or that's what it says on the website. Not exactly sure how different it is, but the ball does launch off the face quicker. It comes in thicknesses of 12.7 millimeters, 14.7 millimeters, and has a total length of 15 5/8 inch, and the width of it is 7 3/4 inch. And there's a few other things that I want to note. There's no EVA foam whatsoever in this paddle. I reached out to them and asked them about it, and they said none of their paddles have EVA foam. You can also feel the polypropylene in the handle, and the paddle is not thermoform. When it comes to the pop, this is easily one of the most poppy paddles I have ever played with. Anything at the kitchen, you speed up, flick, anything like that, your opponent has to have their paddle up. If their paddle's not up, they're not responding quick enough. You get body bagged so quick with this paddle, it's not even funny. Like, it is easily in the top, probably the top 3, to be honest. I don't think it quite has the pop of the gearbox power elongated after it's broke in, but it's definitely got a significant amount of pop. So be ready for that. And when it comes to the power, for this to be built the way it's built, I did not expect for it to have any power, but when you swing and do drives or your serves, it has a lot more power than I expected it to have, to be honest. I was extremely blown away in the pop and the power category, and I feel like the pop is probably the biggest redeeming quality when it comes to the 12.7 millimeter. Now, when it comes to the 14 millimeter, mine were weighted really weird. The swing weights are weird on them. The twist weights are backwards on them. Like, everything is awkward with this paddle. So with the 14 millimeter, I felt like it was slightly less poppy, but then I was also not getting any extra power. Like, it's really weird. Like, this is the most awkward review that I think I've ever done. I had to keep going out and testing them, going back and forth to see if I could tell a difference. And with my two, there was no difference in power. You're just losing pop with the 14 millimeter. With the 12.7, like I said, the ball launches off the face. You're going to have to be extremely careful, extremely focused, and literally drill and not use anything else when it comes to this paddle, or else you're not going to control it, especially if you're bouncing between 16 millimeter regular Gen 2s and then back to this. It is going to be a drastic difference. And then when it comes to the 14 millimeter, it's a little bit easier to control than the 12.7. Like I said, the pop, it doesn't have quite the pop that the 12.7 has. So if you're a little bit worried, about the 12.7, the 14 millimeter might be for you if, because it's a little less poppy. But I figure if you're getting one of these paddles that has some pop to it, you might as well just go all out and get the 12.7, to be honest with you. When it came to the spin, the ALW 12 millimeter got 1977, and the 14 millimeter got 1922. This puts it at the very top range of, spin paddles that I've played with so far. The only two paddles that are higher than it are the Volair Mach 2 Forza, 16 millimeter, 14 millimeter, and then I believe the Joaquin Triple J's 14 millimeter had slightly better spin than the ALW's 14 millimeter. But spin's not an issue. You're going to get crazy dip on the ball. Just go watch some of the ALW's old footage of her past paddle, and then watch, footage of the new paddle. The ball dips like crazy. You're going to feel it when you play with it. The 12 millimeter has a 104 swing weight. Okay, that is a crazy, crazy lot. Now check this. The 14 millimeter has a 101 swing weight. Yeah, just let that register. The lighter or the thinner paddle has a higher swing weight than the 14mm does. Now, okay, the 101 and 104, these are some of the lightest swing weight paddles in pickleball. If you are a smaller person or you consider yourself weak, can't get the power, if you're a little bit older, or if you have, smaller wrists or don't like two-hand backhands, this paddle could definitely be for you. The swing weight is not going to be an issue whatsoever. This thing is going to be like a feather swinging through the air compared to literally everything else you've ever used. So if you're similar to one of the, types that I've mentioned previously, I would definitely look into this paddle if other paddles are causing you problems. Now, when it comes to the weight of both of these is 7.6 ounces. They both came in straight up the same, which was kind of odd to me. The 12.7mm had a twist weight of 6.8, and the 14mm had a twist weight of 6.7. Yeah, the thinner paddle had a higher twist weight. Okay, this hasn't happened in any of the other paddles I've ever tested, this was mind-blowing. I've tested several times to make sure I didn't mess up because I was like, okay, I've had to do something wrong. Nope. Straight up, literally higher twist weight on the 12.7. But yeah, these had higher twist weights than I expected, to be honest with you. And when it came to the sweet spot, I feel like the sweet spot is still smaller than other Gen 2 raw carbon fiber paddles. So you might need to add something, for stability or to help increase the sweet spot. But yeah, I don't know if I would even add lead tape, to be honest. These things are so light to swing, it just would sort of take away from the mobility of the paddles. And I didn't really seem to need it, to be honest with you. All right, here is the biggest downfall of these paddles. They are $230 for a Gen 1 raw carbon fiber paddle, even though it does not play like one, at all. I feel like they're slightly overpriced. If they were below $200, I could literally recommend this to anyone that is wanting a lot of pop that doesn't use two-hand backhands. So here's the deal. With most people and their incomes, they're not going to be able to afford a paddle of this price or want to afford a paddle of this price every 6 months. So for majority of the people, I would not recommend this paddle. But if you have the income and you're wanting something that hits really different, has a lot of pop, and is good for one hand, no two hands at all, because everything now is coming out nowadays is for two-handers, this paddle could be for you. So I would recommend it specifically to people that definitely have the money, just to spend if they want to. And then if you're someone that has been struggling with, having a weak wrist or small and having power, it might be worth investing the little bit of extra money just to get the 12.7mm, to be honest. Because I know several people that have smaller wrists, my girlfriend being one of them. Ever since she started using the 12.7mm, I can't pry it out of her hands no matter what I do. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of it, because I'm sure some of y'all have already purchased it. And if you're thinking about it, I only recommend it for the types of people that I've said previously in the video. But yeah, till next time, stay safe, have a good day, drink plenty of water. Peace, y'all.